next.
Welcome to reaction time. Well, the season has came to an end, and now we're in that 2-3 month period in which everything is boring and everything sucks because there's no football. Aside from fucking pre-season, but who watches pre-season that much? I mean, I know I said it'll go on a little tour, but no one really cares about pre-season. But let's look at my Premier League predictions. I'll get the table up. It's there. Get all my shit away. And let's begin.
Hello and welcome to my Premier League predictions for this season.
Jesus Christ, I sound different.
Bournemouth, they're just crap compared to the rest of the teams. Their best striker is Dominic Solanke, for God's sake.
Well, they finished 15th. Honestly, fair play. I wanted them to stay up. I just thought they had about as much chance of staying up as Luton do. With that flipping away end. Not to think that stadium where the Senior Cup final was held in Widnes was in the 7th division. But that Luton Town one's in the Prem. But yeah, 15th for Bournemouth, I got that one very wrong. But this one I'm really proud of.
19th Southampton, again, they're just crap compared to the rest of the teams. James Ward-Prowse aside. 18th...
I'm not proud of that one. I didn't even know I did that. But 19th Southampton. They finished 20th. I'm pretty damn happy with that because I think a lot of people were expecting them to do what they usually do. But I just thought 1 year. They always get dead close. 1 year they've just got to go down. And I thought it was this year, and it was. 20th place, boom.
18th Brentford, again, crap compared to the rest of the teams. They were carried by Ericsson. 17th...
Well, they recruited well. They figured out how to play without him. Ivan Toney was a god. Until, they've got other quality players around. And in the end, they finished 9th. And did the double over City, only 2 points off the flipping Conference League. So I got that one very wrong, but a lot of people did. So I'm not going to be too angry at that. But so far, 0 out of 4.
18th Leeds, they're not great, but they're better than those three. 60...
Oh, for God's sake! Alright, so I predicted Leeds to be 17th. They were relegated in 19th, but of course they were. And then I predicted Everton to be 16th, and they ended up finishing 17th. For God's sake! But yeah. I thought that would be a sort of comfortable 16th. I thought there wouldn't really be a relegation battle. And instead we got the most thrilling relegation battle, potentially in Premier League history. There were 8 teams in it, with 7 or 8 games to go, it felt like. Something like that. Bournemouth were still in the drop zone, I think. But yeah. Everton stayed up, fair play, but I'm not going to spoil too much, actually. But I kind of already have. I think they'll go down next season. But I only make my predictions in August once there's been a bit of transfer business and all that. And maybe through good transfer business and getting a striker who can actually score goals, I might put them higher. We'll just have to see. Oh, this was during that really annoying time where Google always put the things on the pictures for the...
15th Everton, same as Leeds, but better than those 4. 15th Forest.
Are you kidding me? I predicted Everton to be 16th, but they were 17th, and I predicted Forest to be 15th, but they were 16th. Ah! Only a month ago did that look mental when they were in the drop zone. There were multiple times where they looked down and out throughout the season, but they always had those little runs, and they made the City Grand Fortress, and now our he's a god. So, yeah, but I feel if they don't buy a whole new team, it could be onwards and upwards for them. But we'll just have to see.
Same thing again, literally. 14th Crystal Palace.
They finished 11th, I think? Yeah, they finished 11th. Above Chelsea. Instead of 14th. But not too bad. They were only 5 points off 14th, so not too bad.
If they've lost Conor Gallagher, they'll drop off a bit.
They finished higher without him. Hang on.
13th Wolves.
Where'd they finish? Get in there, I got one right. Woo! Get in there. I've got one right. I'm off the mark. Go ahead. But yeah. 13th, 41 points. Got that absolutely bob on. But yeah, back to Palace. They've still got some quality. They've got Eze Elise's finally starting to thingy. They've got some quality youth in terms of fullbacks, and they're turning into a relatively perfectly balanced squad in terms of experience and youthness. That was their issue for quite a while, and it looked like they go down last season. I predicted them to go down last season, but they finished 12th because they got a load of young players in to add to the experienced ones who stayed. But yeah, I've got one right so far, so go ahead.
They're better than the teams I mentioned, but again, they're not exactly amazing.
I pretty much got that off, for God's sake.
12th. Who were 12th again? Brighton. They're just better than the rest of the teams I mentioned. I want to put them lower, but I literally can't without my brain thinking that I'm wrong.
Oh, for God's sake! Right. Brighton, I got completely wrong. I don't know why I predicted them to be 12th. They lost someone, didn't they? I swear to God, was it that they lost Morpah? Surely I can't have put them 12th because I lost Neil fucking Morpah, who's been shit this season and only scored once. And that was in August. Why did I put them that? I was being just stupid. But as for Fulham, I predicted them to finish 11th, and they finished 10th! I think I've predicted one off 4 times. God damn it.
11th Fulham. They are, despite being promoted, somehow better than the rest of the teams in my opinion.
And they also recruited... Oh dear. And they also recruited very, very, very well, to be fair to them, which is something they haven't done, and Mitrovic has finally turned on. Aside from that one time, but anyway. Yeah, fair play to Fulham. All 3 teams are predicted... I predicted Bournemouth 20th, actually. All 3 teams stayed up. Honestly, fair play. I love to see when the newly promoted team succeed. So, it's always great to see some new, little faces. Some fallen giants come back, like Forest, who deserve to be there. And it's great to see Fulham and Norwich stop bloody yo-yoing. And Bournemouth was nice too. Will they just spare on for another load of years again, like they did originally, despite no one thinking they were any good, ever?
10th Leicester, they'll drop off a bit. They have to at some point.
Well, I did predict Leicester to drop off, but I didn't expect them to drop off that much and get relegated. I don't think anyone did. Not a single soul on this planet expected them to get flipping relegated. Yeah. But, yeah. I don't know how the hell that happened, but, we move.
9th Aston Villa, they've got Diego Carlos. They've had a decent win.
He was injured, the whole season.
And, they should do okay.
Let's just ignore that. I predicted them to finish 9th, they finished 7th. Conference League position, but it didn't look like that way. They were 17th when they sacked Steven Gerrard, but Unai Emery, done unbelievable. And we already know the winner of the Conference League next season. Unai Emery just wins European trophies, and he'll win the Conference League. I don't even care that not a single piece of transfer business has happened. It's Unai Emery. That's just what he does. He got Villarreal to a Champions League semi-final, for God's sake.
8th West Ham,
I wonder if we'll ever get that big opportunity and win a Champions League. That would be cool. But 8th West Ham, got that very wrong. They finished 14th. But despite that, they could still be in the Europa League. And if that was actually right, it would go 6th, 7th, 8th in terms of successful Premier League season finishes, which would actually be quite cool. Not for West Ham fans, they slowly drop out of Europe. Although again, they'd still get the Conference League final in this context. But they won't get to the Europa League next season. They'll lose the Conference League final. Fiorentina are a quality side, and they'll win. Got to the Coppa Italia final, and I'm pretty sure they're in the Europa League anyway.
They are just about better than Aston Villa, in my opinion. But worse than the other 17th. 7th Newcastle.
To be fair, I don't think anyone expected them to finish 4th, which they did. Fair play to Newcastle there. But 7th, Conference League, it would still be a good start, wouldn't it? It would give them a chance to win the trophy. They're not going to win the Champions League, but they probably would win the Conference League. They definitely would win the Conference League.
Well, they won't, have a ridiculous season, but they'll do sound.
Didn't they only lose like 5 games the whole season?
6th, Man United.
They could win a domestic double, and they're 3rd. So I got that pretty damn wrong. But a lot of people predicted them to be around 5th or 6th, Manchester United. So I'm not going to take too much guilt with that one. But I've only got one right so far.
They'll be fine, but
I'm in 6th and we're only 1 minute 25 into the video.
they're just still not the quality of the top 5. 5th, this is the controversial one, but
I thought putting Chelsea in 5th was controversial. They finished 12th! Oh my god, I thought I was like going mad because everyone was putting the top 4 and I'm like, no they won't. But 12th! With Super Frankie Lampard getting 5 points in like 10 games. Oh my god. Oh my. Well, I don't know how the hell that happened. I got that very wrong. But yeah.
I'm going for Chelsea.
That reminds me of when I put West Ham 10th when they finished 6th. And we got to the Europa League that one season and everyone was predicting them to be relegated. I thought it was being controversial there, putting them high, but I just thought they had a good run at the end of the season. That usually shows good mentality, so they finish high, and yeah. But they had a pretty poor one towards the end of the season, but I just thought they're good enough. And then they ended up having the transfer window of... Insert team who have had transfer window here.
I just don't think their strikers are up to scratch with the top.
And now they don't even have one. They literally don't even have one. They sent their only striker to flip it into to potentially win the Champions League.
4, and while they've got some decent players, they've got...
It must be, if Inter do actually somehow, I mean they won't, but like if they actually do, now that I've said that, Inter will win like 4-0. But it must be really weird if he like returns to Chelsea, sees them bloody 12th in the league, and he comes back after literally just winning the Champions League. That would be actually really funny. Just a dip.
A good defence.
I mean, to be fair, the defender wasn't bad, they just couldn't score. They only scored They scored 37 goals, which is less than the amount of games in the Premier League season. That's less than 1 goal per game, which is mental. But I'm pretty sure they only conceded 40-something, which it's not great, but it's not bad, is it?
I just don't think they're as good as the top 4. 4th, Arsenal.
I think a part of me wanted to put them higher, but I just thought, don't be bloody ridiculous. I think I might have even thought they might actually finish 2nd, and they did. So I'm going to pretend I got that right. But yeah, they finished 2nd, got pipped to the post in the end, completely messed up their form, and they got 2 wins and 8, 3 wins and 9. 33.3 recurring win percentage at the end of the season, which is never going to win you a title. That the draw with Liverpool killed them off. I think that must have exhausted them, especially flipping Aaron Ramsdale with the amount of saves he had to make. Jesus. But yep, 2nd of the league. Well done, Arsenal.
They've got some class youngsters. Jesus is a really good player on his day. Zinchenko.
How many did he score? Did he score 8, 9 or 10? Zinchenko was quality, to be fair, but he did get injured for a little bit.
He's really good. And, yeah, I reckon they'll get top 4. They won't bottle it this time. Although, it's hard to when their only rival is Chelsea, who have a bit of a crap squad. Because for me, I don't think the
And then they bought an entirely new one and hoped it worked.
quality of the Premier League.
They watched this and oh, dog, we better buy a new squad. Some kid from Liverpool who has never watched a Chelsea game in his life said we'd finish 5th. I literally never watched a Chelsea game. I don't bloody plan to because they look like bores.
Is as good as it was, last season,
Hello, welcome to the matchday vlog. Chelsea versus Luton Town at Kenilworth Road. And then Luton end up winning 4-0.
Not as good. In my
Sorry
eyes.
about all the causes, by the way.
Because we've lost some world-class players. We lost Mane and replaced him with Darman bloody...
Where did we bloody come from? What have we got to do with it? And I remember where I put these as well. I remember. I put. Spoiler alert! I put Liverpool in second. Where did we go from?
Nunes, who's only done it in Portugal.
He weren't that bad, to be fair.
Anyone could have a few decent Champions League performances,
And anyone
for
else.
example. And yeah, I just don't think the quality of the league is as good as it was like last season.
It ended up being like the best Premier League season in terms of quality ever. And I know for a fact, looking at like bloody Sheffield United and Luton taking up 2 places in the league, and Bournemouth still knocking about, and Everton as well, and potentially with like points deductions and that, with the financial charges. Looking at that, like, just. The Premier League might not be as good next season, and like might be a big relegation battle. Wolves and their financial troubles apparently might suck them down there. Julian Lopetegui might not be there. He's a good manager, and like, just yeah. You just think there'll be another big relegation battle, and it'll be really tough to predict. And I'll have multiple teams that I want to put lower, but won't be able to because there's other teams. And you've also got to think about second season syndrome, which definitely exists. So, like, Christ on a bike. It could be pretty damn, like, not as good. It'll still be quality, like, but you never know.
So yeah, I think that's why I'm putting Arsenal 4th. Spurs 3rd. They've just got a damn good squad.
They did not even make it into the Conference League. They finished 8th. I don't know what the hell happened to them, but in the middle of the season, they just gave up.
Zuma is an absolutely fantastic player. Conte
Didn't he, like, barely play?
is a proven winner.
Had a bit of a moan and left, though.
They'll win the FA Cup.
Well, I have a very ugly whisper, and I'm also delusional, because until Daniel Levy leaves, they are not winning a thing. I feel like it might actually be like another decade until they win a trophy. They just won't. They're allergic. They're genuinely allergic. There's something going on somewhere that just like makes them devoid. Including Levy's stupidness sacking Mourinho before the Carabao Cup final, and he probably would have won that as well.
And yeah. While Perisic isn't the greatest signing, he's worked with Conte before, so he should do sound. If he even gets in the team, they've got
I mean, I don't even think he was too bad compared to some of the players, though.
so many good strikers.
Kane scored 30 goals, for God's sake. Where did that come from? Everyone else has been crap, and then there's Harry Kane. Scores 30 goals and still doesn't win the Golden Boot because some beast called Erling.
And like forward players, it's mental. Second, Liverpool. I still don't think they...
I did want to put them lower. They finished 5th. We're going to have the better anthem at Anfield next season. Finals in Dublin. There's a lot of Liverpool fans in Ireland, so like, book your tickets and then they'll get knocked out by bloody Brighton. That's even a possible draw in the round of 16. Presuming they both finish top of the group, obviously, which they should. Quality teams. And again, that's also dependent on Brighton keeping their crop. But, well, that just didn't happen. But at least it means I've got 2 predictions right. Because that means I predicted City to win the league. Which, of course, they bloody were going to. Until Pep leaves, they'll win every single league. And until Newcastle's takeover, Man United, if they get taken over by their Qataris, and like bloody Liverpool, if they get taken over by their flipping oil money and that. But, yeah. Man City will be dominating for at least another few years, I think. They'll make it to 5 in a row.
really have a great squad compared
I hope they don't, but they will.
to some previous seasons, but
Which was true.
I thought they'd have a transition season last season, and they nearly won the title and the quadruple, technically. And flipping. What else was I gonna say? And they're just better than the rest of the teams in this league still, even though they have one of their worst squads. over the, like, world-class squad every season Klopp era, if you know what I mean. And face City, they'll win the league by about, like, 10 points.
Halfway there. They won by 5.
At the very least. They are by far the best team in England. By far.
To be fair, on paper, that was true. And I got that prediction right. Hooray! 89 points. They won the league by 5. And, 2 out of 20. And I got about 5 out by 1 place. So I didn't do too bad. But although I did get Tottenham, Man United, Brighton, West Ham and Leicester pretty damn wrong.
Oh.
So basically every other team I did get out by 1.
Anyway, that's it. Bye.
Well, that concludes another Premier League season, and I got 2 out of 20, so I did pretty crap, but, Hey, we live. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I actually do better next year, because I have been dreading that, for good reason. And in a bit.